right. Good Monday morning, everyone. Easter weekend is fastly approaching, so happy early Easter for everybody. And you guys know that you are listening to Author Talk with me, Amy. Russell Fern could not be here today. She is teaching in the schools, but we have an amazing set of authors, Breakfield and Burkey, that write the Enigma series. So, hey, everybody, how was everybody's weekend? I got to go and see my sister out in Hutto. I don't even know how to say it. Okay, so Russell, I'm sure that you could probably say it a lot better than me, or I could spell it, but I've never been there.
It sounds like some town you drive through really quick.
It is a small town, man. I'm not even going to lie. It definitely was. But my niece is on the competition team, so she's going to be going to high school next year, and she's been doing dance since she was 2. She actually got an invitation. Only 10 people got invited, and she was one of the 10. And pretty much she got invited to go spend a week with the Rockettes up in New York. And so she's super excited that she got that invitation. I don't know if they're going to do it, but she was very honored to get it. She's phenomenal at it. So I drove down there to see them and have lunch with them and be to this little small town that I have never even heard of. That was my weekend. And then, the day before that, Josh got this wild hair. Oh, Russell, Joshua sold his motorcycle. I felt like we needed to have that conversation.
I'm so sad.
No, it's okay. No. He kept his blue one, which was the one he really liked. And we discussed naming because, he's got to name it. And I told him what you always say, Russell, about how like a motorcycle is like a mistress. And I was like, well, she needs to have that kind of name. So we need to figure out some kind of name.
So what color is this motorcycle?
It is blue, but it's like an ocean blue. So we're taking name suggestions for his motorcycle. The current
who was his last girlfriend?
Oh, well, me.
No, the last
one. Legs.
No, we're not doing that. That is no. No, we're not even going to go down that avenue.
That's false. You used to always say there are only 2 kinds of motorcycle colors: black and non-black. That's all there was. Okay.
True. That is very true. Actually, that's true. So he had a red one and a blue one. He sold his red one, Russell. I talked about it last Monday. We were hoping it sold. It did sell. The guy totally came prepared. Everything, had his helmet, his leather jacket, took it for a spin, came back, said, yep, no, I like it. Will you take that much? And it was however much he had put in like good faith that he was going to come back. And it was like a 10-minute ordeal. And, I like sales like that. Anyway, I rabbit hole down for a minute, but I went to this like gardening store because now he's all like, we're going to just make our yard look pretty with flowers and all this stuff. That's not my thing. Like,
I know, because you have like 15 kids and dogs and cats.
Okay.
Tear up anything you plant.
Really
I'm going to give you that one. I'm going to give you that one because I did add a puppy, which is like adding another, 5 toddlers.
Oh,
so I will just give you that one and I will let you run with it until the puppy is a year. And then we're going to come back down to earth. Okay. But we're going to run with it. But it was, it's interesting. I like my knockout roses in the front yard. Those are always pretty. They make me happy. But I have a garden or flower thing in the backyard, and it does nothing. That's Joshua's area with eucalyptus or something.
At least he likes to do it. I mean, that's terrific.
He does. His yard, I tell you, ever since we bought a house, he was so excited to have his yard. Now he upkeeps it, and he puts everyone to shame. It's a whole thing.
All right, he gets the little blue ribbon every year and stuff.
I know. I should give him his blue ribbon and be like, you did great this month on your yard. First place. Absolutely. But what did everybody else do this weekend? Breakfield, Burkey, what did you guys do?
Oh, so we spent the weekend going to the Wimberley Book Festival, which was interesting, held at the Wimberley Community Center. I hadn't been there.
I love that sweet little town. I just love that sweet
wonderful little town. And they have a brand new bookstore here too. It's called the Rustic Moon. Rustic Moon's brand new, kind of tucked away in the back. And so that's a really interesting little venue. And, there's a whole bunch of book clubs. I heard over the weekend that there was at least 20 different book clubs in Wimberley alone, which I thought was remarkable.
Yeah. Now, I had trouble trying to get here on time because Moi likes to give back to the community. So what happened was that I have some friends that we like to do interesting support for the the third world guerrillas that are insurgents against the dictators. And I like to cater the heavy weapons. So I was busy loading a C-130 Hercules to be able to drop in ordnance to a location on time and deploy it correctly. So I was a little bit late in the Roxanne.
What part of this do we need to believe?
I don't know. I'm kind of buying it all, actually. I'm kind of digging this.
I don't buy any of it. He'd have to show evidence for me.
I'm digging it.
Well,
Well, the problem is now that the ordinance has been shot off, there's no evidence, Russell.
yeah, we drop stuff off, and dare I say it, I cater the heavy weapons, and I'm done. I mean, I'm out. Okay,
Oh
so
my gosh. That's awesome.
You'd have to show me more evidence.
Oh my goodness, the lawyer is coming out. The lawyer is coming out.
No
Okay.
kidding.
I'm a live one now. Okay.
And the other thing that's fabulous about Wimberley and that whole community around Wimberley, which includes, wonderful little cities like Dripping Springs, as an example, they have a boatload of wineries around here.
Oh, okay. You had me at wineries. Ignore my flashing lights. My daughter has my remote to my lamp, and it's just not. It's a battle. Okay, I'm not.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. That's funny.
So now I'm in the dark.
Okay, to those people on the podcast, Amy's lights in her background is flashing, and it's because her
so
what? Is she 3?
No,
Has her light remote
No, she's
control?
only 18. She's 18 months old. She's not even 2 yet. It's my
Wow.
youngest one. I know. I'm telling you. Okay, so if you just see me bust out in a disco, okay, just ignore me or join in. Okay, that's how we're gonna do this. That's how we're gonna do it.
You didn't know that about you, Amy. I'm sorry. It's okay. I just didn't know that about you. Okay.
It's all right. Hey, I'm an open book. I have no shame. Okay, I am who I am. I've totally owned it. But is Wimberley the place that has is it Jacob's Well or something like
The
that?
blue hole.
Yes. Yeah, Jacob's Well. I don't know where my mind was going.
But there's a Jacob's Road not too far away from there.
Okay. It's on my bucket list to go see that blue hole.
Oh,
You got to swim there with your kids. You don't see it. You swim in it.
yeah.
Well, I've been to Hamilton Pool, which I know, at least the last time I checked, it was closed because of it was unstable, the overhang for it.
Yeah.
But that place was cool. I went there before I had kids, which I recommend. Don't take your kids to that unless they're older. But I want to go see the blue hole. Have you seen it? Did any of you guys see that? Russell,
Nope.
have you seen it?
I swam in it. It's great.
Did you, Russell?
I
You should take your kids to Hippie Hollow.
Where's
That's
the
the
evidence,
place you
Where's
should
Russell?
take your-
Evidence, Russell. Come on.
What?
I can see
Evidence.
There is no evidence.
Swimming.
Hippie Hollow, what is that? I mean, my kids' names would go with it according to
Hippie
you.
Hollow is a swimming hole in Austin where people swim naked.
Oh, well, I'm not going
You
there.
didn't say it right. It's naked.
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 Naked. Oh my goodness. Well, okay, we are just all having wonderful, conversations now that we have talked about swimming in a naked hole. So, Russell, what did you do this weekend? And please tell me that is not what you did.
I
don't
did not
want to know.
swim naked because
right.
I'm in Atlanta and it still isn't spring here. It's cold.
Oh.
But I got a call this weekend from some stranger in Tennessee. And about the time I'm going to hang up, he asked me if my father was David C. Little, he's been dead for 30 years. And I'm like, who is this? His name is Ned Little, and he's a genealogist, and he's tracked his family back to 1738 in
Oh my God.
Scotland, and the guy buried next to his ancestor is my ancestor, and they were brothers, and he's been tracking him through, and he was wanting me to take a DNA test because he
Oh my
said
God.
it would prove all of his genealogy studies for the last 40 years.
Don't do it. It's a paternity rap. That's what they're after. They're a paternity rap.
I asked him if he was with the FBI. They're trying to trick me.
Oh
Well,
my God.
we're all on the FBI watch list. I mean, I've just determined that. At least myself is. So, are you going to do it? That is interesting.
Well, I said no for a long time. That is several hours. But he kept sending me email because the research or this hobby of his whole life, there's some certain chromosome within males that doesn't change from generation to generation, and it's how he can prove it. So I'm going to do it for him.
So, I had a friend from high school who called me, and he had thought he didn't think his father was his father for all of his life. And he decided to take a DNA test, and he found that he had 3 step siblings, and they were still around, and he's met them. It's I can see the pluses in it. I really can.
I don't, but I'm going to do it for him.
Well, that is nice.
If I don't do it, it ruins everything for him because I'm the last male ancestor he's been able to find within the entire tree. I informed him that that's wrong now because I have 2 sons, but I'm going to do it for him for his research.
I want to hear
and I guess that.
Good for you.
Player. Say it can't be so, Russell. You're being a team player?
Yeah. I'm not a team player, but I am showing this guy mercy. He's like my 8th cousin, probably. By the way, Amy, I want to thank the people listening to us on our podcast this week. Yeah. People listen while they're working out, while they're cooking in the kitchen. Those are the only 2 times that I listen. Just driving, and we're rated within the top 100 of good pods now.
Woo! Yay!
What is it? The top 100 overall podcasts, which is indie and professional together. We were number 36. Ooh. And we are still in the top 10 for indie books and arts and entertainment. So we are just grateful. Me and Russell say this every week, and we honestly cannot believe that people are listening to us. We were doing this for fun. So thank you guys for listening to us and following us and sharing it and everything like that. Russell.
The big news. Tell them the new big news about the podcast.
Come on.
Amazon Music.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. You guys. Okay, so after last Monday, I received this email. I was going through my spam folder, doing all those things. And I had an email on my primary email account. So I opened it, and it was from Amazon saying that they saw our podcast and they wanted us to put it on Amazon Music and to go and claim it and everything. So I did that, which was pretty awesome that it all happened. I also found out that people are listening to us over on Apple Podcasts, which was really cool. So that makes it fun and exciting. They sent me an email. And so, it's just, we're so humbled and we're just grateful for all of this. This has been so much fun to do in these past 5, coming up on 6 years, which has just been so much fun. And I'm very grateful that Russell wanted Sandy to be a part of it. And I got to do the whole production part. And I still get to do that, but you get to see my face this time. So it's just been a lot of fun. And it's just something that is near and dear to both of our hearts. And so just thank you guys for listening to us and for sharing it. It means a lot in the world to us. So
I think it's awesome that you guys are so honest and endearing. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations, Amy and Russell.
I'm very endearing.
You are very endearing. Yes, you are. Absolutely. Well, you guys know before we start talking to Breakfield and Burkey, Rox, and Charles, that I'm going to talk to you guys about Through the Eyes of Authors. So everybody knows that we are doing an author branding 7-week series. We are coming up on week number 3, which is tonight, and we're going to be doing email marketing. And I know that sounds scary for everybody. Email marketing, what? I got to send out all these newsletters, hound people doing stuff.
I'm going to have to see it to be convinced. I'm going to have to see it.
Well, okay, so here's the beautiful thing. I'm not teaching it because I don't do it myself. So I'm actually going to be listening and taking notes because I'm not very good about doing it myself. But we're going to be learning the different tips and tricks on how to do it from Andrea Barbosa. And on top of that, we're also going to learn how to leverage other people's newsletters and do an email swap and things like that to leverage other people's audiences, and they get to leverage yours and build your author network and community within your genre, right? Because we want to make sure that we're staying within our audience base. So that's all going to be tonight. I know we are all super excited about it. I think, Russell, we had over 20 people on last Monday. It was
it was a hard seminar. What do you call them? Sessions?
It's like a training.
Yeah, but because there's the things you're missing is like a big deal, and it's a lot of work to get it. I'm missing like 2 or 3 things, like the whole contact. This is how you contact me, the publisher, subscription. You guys, what problems have you had with your webpage?
Oh, with our webpage? Okay, you want the hard truth? It's really sad.
Yeah,
really sad. So we created a website about 10 years ago, and it became a
scrapbook. Everything we ever did, everything that, hey, this was cool. Somebody will like this, and we got honest with ourselves and took a look at it, and this is a scrapbook. Who would care about this particular activity, this award, this me picking up a puppy and petting it. We had junk in there. Let's be fair.
To put a point on it, it was junk. Yes. So the whole website got revamped, and it's kind of skinny down, flattened down. It's much more concise. We still have a few things to do with like calls to action and stuff like that. But, we have free stuff on our website to help people. And we have samples of things that people can, listen to the audiobooks of the series, or, download how to do password protection, stuff like that.
Yeah. So we put a lot of technical things that we've learned from our professional careers into packages like here. If this is all you need from us, it'll help you. And that's fair. We give back to the people that we support, much like when we're invading some of the dictatorships.
Don't go back there. No.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm bragging again.
Well, no. So last Monday we talked about websites, or I mostly talked about websites, and we were really kind of talking about just the whole basic concept and foundation of it, right? Because you can always add to a website, you can always take off, you can always do things like that, but to just have it simple, user friendly, easy to navigate, and it has all of the like basic information. So if you're doing like a lot of speaking opportunities, having a media section, right? Because some places when you go and speak want you to share it on there, or they won't ask you back, right? So things like that. If you have a blog and it's consistent, where should you put that? If you have awards and things, where should those go, and reviews go? Right. How can you separate that where you don't have, 500 different tabs up at the top, right? Because too many options is overwhelming, and that's just from a consumer standpoint, right?
But the important part about a website, think of it as retail.
Yeah.
Having been in retail myself, having a couple of stores, it's always what's new. So your website cannot be set and forget. It's done. I've got it done. It is an evolving journey all the time. You need to be putting new content, new fresh things out there, altering it. So when people say, I was out here last month, this is all fresh. This is new. This is the invitation to come back and take a look at what's new. So if you're not cultivating that on your website, you've lost the concept.
Yeah, that's true. People want to see things to come back, but having a strong call to action, or, like Russell is currently doing, how people can contact you if they want to book you for media speaking, or if they want to just get in touch with you to get a signed copy of your book, right? Or if you're trying to build your email list. Okay, remember tonight is email marketing. But if you're trying to build your email list, where does that go? How do people sign up for it? What is the tasteful way of doing that? Because we talked about on the first week, and Russell was there, what your brand is. What do you see your brand as an author? Because you write in so many different genres. Everybody dabbles in something. And so what is you as the author? What is your brand? And then streaming that into your website and making your covers pop on that, and how all that works, and the aesthetic kind of part of it. So it was a great conversation. It was a lot of fun. And when my teaching style is very conversational, PowerPoints, I got enough of those in college. Being a psych major, I boycott PowerPoints. At the moment, I'm boycotting it. At the moment.
I really look forward to tonight. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. We call it death by PowerPoint is what it is. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Oh
What
my
are you
gosh.
My wife brought me hot cookies in the morning.
You should
Good
keep
morning,
her.
everyone.
She,
Yeah, I'm eating the cookies.
she
I got,
is a
I got a text
keeper.
number. Can you send me some?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a keeper. You should
I
keep
give you
her.
my word as a lawyer. You should wait by the door at noon.
Okay.
I'm giving the word as a lawyer. Okay. Well, so Breakfield and Burkey, Rox and Charles, as I know them as, I know that you guys write the Enigma series, which is 12 strong. Am I right? 12 strong. But I know that today is a special day. So I know that you guys have ebooks, paperback books, and audiobooks. And today kicks off your guys' competition, I would say, because you guys are a finalist in the Rone Awards for Indie Tale magazine. So kind of tell us a little bit what a Rone Award is and how do you kind of get lumped into a specific genre and able to compete? Because I've never heard of them until I met you guys, what a Rone Award was, and now I know. But those listening and Russell and people that might be interested, what exactly is it?
So Indie Tale magazine is a magazine that was founded by a really amazing person who really appreciates indie authors. So her name is TJ Mackey, and her goal was to try and give a platform for independent authors. So we're not a finalist yet, Amy. That's what we're hoping for. That's what this week is going to do for us. So they do reviews. They offer to do reviews, and they're a very reasonably priced review organization because they're not trying to gouge or make money on doing the reviews. It's just the cost of the review and posting it. If you get, if you're fortunate enough to get reviewed with a 4.5 or 5 stars, then at the end of a year, you have a chance to compete with others in that genre for a Rone Award. And a Rone Award is their top award for a year. And it has several different categories that go on. This is actually a multiple week kind of event that occurs. And so we were very fortunate with the Enigma Threat to get a 5-star review. And so that allows us to compete to become a finalist. Okay, well, that sounds really cool. However, the finalist vote with Indie Tale magazine is to have your fans, your reviewers,
everybody you've known since 3rd grade weigh in and vote for your property. So they count up the scores and say, okay, these people are the best. Now we're going to select based on the number of votes. And we've helped your fan base have helped elevate you or hold you back to their final grading scheme. And
well, hang on. We have to get into that list first.
Exactly.
So it allows us because of votes. So this is a plea for people to log on to their site and vote for us. Starting today, it runs from today through the 17th for voting for the suspense thriller, the Enigma Threat. And then they will wheedle it down to the top number that they want. And then there will be professional reviewers that will actually get to the finalists. And when you're the finalist, you win a Rone Award. And we've been very blessed to have won Rone Award so far. So we'd love to have another one.
Nice crystal orb that they send that we wigged out when we got it.
It's beautiful.
Wow. That sounds amazing. So which book is the one that is participating in this section of the competition?
So this week's book in the suspense thriller category is The Enigma Threat, which happens to be book 12 of the Enigma series. And Amy, you and I have talked about this before. Every one of the books in the series can be read on its own. You don't have to read the series to enjoy it. And so as a standalone, this one actually got the 5-star rating. So you have this whole week to vote.
Nice. So is this for audiobook, paperback, or just all versions of your book?
Nope. This is paperback or ebook. It is actually the printed word as opposed to the Audible, though we are in for an Audible for another book too. But for this one, it's just the suspense thriller category genre that we're in for.
What's important to understand is that we only have 7 days for voting. So if somebody is kind enough to be able to allow us into their schedule to be able to make that effort, we'd be most grateful. But when the window closes, the opportunity is gone.
And TJ's pretty fussy. She wants it to be very fair. So she doesn't want people to turn on their bots to vote. So there's there's kind of an enrollment. You have to log onto their site, create an account. If you've ever voted before, your account will be there already. You don't have to recreate it. So once you log in, then you can vote for whoever you want, and that vote is done. You don't get to vote.
So where is this site that you want us to go on to?
It is.
And say it slowly. Remember, people are listening.
It is indietail.com. And Amy, I think that you have the URL and the QR code that you might be able to share, but it's indietale.com.
Yes.
And when you log on to there, you will see in the top right-hand side, Rone Awards. And, today it popped up and it was magical.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, everybody should understand there is no charge for enrolling. It's just basically to make sure that, to Roxanne's point, you're not using a flock of bots to be able to distort the voting process. That's the goal there.
Yeah, it's a one vote kind of thing. And again, this is a wonderful publication. They not only do book reviews and audio reviews, but they also write some articles. And she's done a great job with it. She really has.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful magazine, and I am excited about the Rone Awards and for you guys hopefully becoming finalists. That makes me so happy. But I kind of want to know, for those that don't know who Breakfield and Burkey are, or the Enigma series, what is the Enigma Threat about? Kind of to sum it up in a thing. So if they're on the fence about going to vote or anything like that, we'll name it. Let's do it better this way. Words are always hard for me on a Monday. Okay. Like Russell knows this. Words are hard.
So the Enigma Threat is all about the artificial intelligent wars, where the lines are drawn between humans and the supercomputers that have been artificially enhanced, who think they are now in charge. And so it's combat, mano a mano. All winners take all.
I had trouble with my email today. I think I had that battle today and I lost.
Yeah, you did.
We often have that battle, and it's funny because there are so many things that technology is taking over for us, and there aren't guardrails around technology. It's like, okay, we let them into everything, and so that's part of the Enigma Threat. Are we going to let them into everything, or are we going to control the technology that we want?
We actually terrified one of our fellow authors when he said, "Oh man, what really freaks me out is this deep fake stuff." He said, "Look at our book 12; it's got deep fakes in there." And he's like, "Oh man, I have to go to my happy place now. I can't deal with this any longer. I'm like, don't tell me anymore. It makes my head hurt." So we delve into real world technology and where it could go wrong.
See, I love that about the Enigma series because it is very relatable about things that are currently going on or things that could really happen or have happened, right? And I think, that in and of itself is scary. That makes me go to my Puppies and Rainbow, my happy place, stay in my bubble, okay? My bubble.
Puppies and Rainbow, I like that. But we'll use that sometime.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things for me where, because we're coming to you from technology, right? I mean, we're live streaming this on our Facebook group, on YouTube, on my LinkedIn, all of these things. And then it'll be up on the podcasting sites right afterwards. And so technology really is boundless and it's a wonderful thing, but it can be overwhelming and super dangerous. And I think that is what is so enticing.
I love the way you always come on because, Charles, are you and Rox, the real Rox and Charles? Give me the secret handshake to be able to make sure I'm not talking to a deep fake, okay? You're terrifying me, man.
See, I love
She's not that technologically smart because if she was, she wouldn't leave her entire home's lighting system within the control of an 18-month.
Okay.
So we're not talking about someone with super control. And We're talking about someone who's 18-month-old. Is not intimidating.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
You've got to understand, those kids that are 18 months old have a better handle on technology than we do.
I know. That is a true statement. Yes. Thank you, Rox. That is very true. But it's my side lamp. Okay. But to Russell's point, my entire house is what I would classify, at least the lighting system, as a smart house because Alexa controls all of the lights in my house. Yeah. Now, that is a good and a bad thing. I love coming home and just asking someone to turn my lights on. I don't have to touch it. But then when I go to like my mom's or my in-laws and I have to like hit the switch, I'm kind of like, oh, dang it. I got to like, oh, I can't.
You should just tell your father to turn the lights on. That's the same thing.
I am a capable person to do it myself. But it's kind of like, oh, man, I've gotten spoiled, right, by technology. Which is, whatever. I can admit it. I'm kind of ashamed of that actually, but it is what it is. But I think that to me is what makes your guys' books so powerful is because they're so relatable to really what's going on and the things like that. So I love it.
Appreciate that comment. That's important to us.
So here's a question I've always wondered because I know how you and Charles got together and started writing your series. But I would love to know how, Rox, you developed such a love for cybersecurity and things like that. And then, Charles, I would love to know kind of more about how this just evolved for you guys. Because I know how it happened for you guys writing, but how did you guys kind of fall into having the love of cybersecurity and doing all of that?
That's a great question, Amy. Thank you. So, for me, I started out in a very different place. I was actually environmental for a very long time and worked in that kind of field and tried to put documentation together for attorneys to make sure that people that were polluting were, prosecuted. But then I went on for my extended education and really got a taste for information systems and applied to a company that I really thought I almost would never get hired to. And it was totally about technology, and they were a manufacturer at the time. So it was all on the leading edge. And that's kind of how I got dumped into it. And at that point in time, it was what business is going to buy this technology. And the whole world has flipped now because it's not what business, it's what person is going to buy what things. And because of that, individuals are very accepting, especially the younger generation today. They're really accepting that everything is going to be, rainbows and bunnies. And, it's not, you need to have passwords and you need to be careful. And if you aren't, you have problems going on. And some of them can be really minor and some of them can be like devastating to your whole life. So that's how I got into it. And I think that some of the messages in the stories, even though they're thrillers and they're fun and, they take people places all over the world, it's also small little lessons about being safe, being careful.
Yeah, I love that. I have definitely strengthened my passwords since reading your novels. Just like this, I need to fix, I need to, I don't know. I have to write them down now to remember them because I use so many, I don't know, just stuff in there. But Charles, what about you? How did you kind of dive into the field that you work in?
I'm probably an evolutionist. I typically reinvent myself.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
The technology that technology world that I work in is always changing. Every 18 months, it's refreshed, it's changing, it's morphing, it's evolving, and I'm always interested in. I had a boss of mine tell me, Charles, you're funny. You only want to know how the sausage is made. Okay. I want to know how the technology works so it can be applied and see what its lifespan is going to be, because at some point it'll be defeated and displaced. And I want to see what that next chunk of solution architecture is going to look like. And so that's for me, it's just a personal gain. And it's somebody criticized me the other day. He said, so how much is this stuff going to cost? I said, well, I don't know. You just buy what you need. I'll tell you what it is. I don't know what it costs. I mean, if it costs, $55, then great. If it's $2 million, that's what it costs. So, I'm all about the solution, what it's turning into, and the fun part are the vulnerabilities. All right, this is how it works. If I know how it works, where can you punch holes through it? And when you see the attacks from the cyber assassins from the darknet, that's where we get those aha moments of what if we took and spun it just a little bit harder, and the story just kind of drops in our lap, and we're writing like fiends trying to be able to capture what is the next possibility.
Nice. See, I love that because go, Russell.
So I actually a few years ago spent a summer studying hacking. It's not just a summer thing, but I studied it, and I wound up attending by on the internet the DEF CON convention in Vegas, and the Black Hat convention in Vegas, which is the sellout hackers.
Love it.
What?
Good stuff.
And they're the most amazing people. It's crazy stuff. 2 or 3 years before the newspapers started publicizing about the danger of airlines being controlled by hackers, they actually had a contest about it that the federal government had to shut down.
Yeah.
At the DEF CON convention.
Do you remember the DEF CON challenge that they did like 2 or 3 years ago, where it was an impromptu one where anybody who didn't have their phone locked down, they hacked into everybody's phone and started texting people all kinds of vulgarities and things. And people like, what's happened to my phone? I hacked your phone. And it was a game before the show started to be able to talk about hacking. That's how over the top these people are.
Tesla takes a car there every year that they compete on who can break into the car by hack first.
Yeah.
And they have a wall of infamy where the contest is identifying federal government workers, and then they put their picture on the wall during the convention.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. There's a resume writing event, okay?
There's some amazing stuff there.
Oh
So have you guys ever
gosh.
considered putting any of that type of thing in your books?
Oh, yeah.
It started off in book number 1.
Book number 1 actually has a DEF CON sequence in it.
That's right.
Have fun.
We start
Awesome.
off. Yeah. One of the topics in there was like, "Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be DEF CON penetrators."
Oh
I asked
goodness.
my wife about 3 years ago if I could go to a DEF CON convention. She said no.
Why? Why?
Oh, Russell, poor Melinda, man. Instead of poor David, it's poor Melinda. I feel for her. I feel for her hard. I do. But I wanted to know that story of how you guys got into your fields, because that whole passion for technology, cybersecurity, all of these things, AI, it really feeds into your writing. And I think that's why you guys have made such incredible books that are going strong at 12, that, like I said, is a series, but they are standalone. So you can do it. Here comes my disco party. You can do it at any moment. Like, you can pick up any book and read. And so you're not just, writing and having to do research and stuff. It's all a passion, which I love coming from you guys. And so it's amazing.
We're the engineers and architects that support the engineers and architects.
There you go. Yeah.
That's what they describe us.
I like it. I like it. Because you guys also have short stories. So how many short stories do you guys have out currently?
There are 8 out right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the other one, the real fun one is out of Poland, which is it's a novella.
It's a little bit longer than the short stories. And
Okay.
we also have a screenplay built for it that we're still shopping and looking for.
A home. We want it to be a home.
Interesting parties, dare I say it.
I love it. So you guys just are constantly writing. And so your passion for writing and your passion for what you do just really collide and come together. And I think that is such like a beautiful thing. So what is next for you guys? I know that we have the Rone Awards, which is going on today for the next 7 days. So make sure that you go and check it out at IndieTail Magazine. Or you could subscribe to Breakfield and Burkey, and they will have a rundown, a kind of a breakdown in their newsletter, or go and like them on Facebook, and it'll break it down and tell you exactly what you need to do if you've never done it before. But what is next for the Enigma series?
Well, we're working on 2 stories right now, Amy. One of them is part of a collaborative effort with the underground authors that we've done an anthology with. And it takes place in the quaint little town in Texas called Magnolia Bluff.
Oh.
And so the Flower Enigma will be out in August as book 6 in this series.
So imagine, if you will, 12 overachievers building their particular story in their genre on a slice and view of a city.
Small town.
Okay, all right. Point taken. Small town where mystery, intrigue,
death,
murders,
yeah,
and dare I say it, naughty stuff all the way around occur, and the different authors take their craft and basically focus on this this town, and we got hyper jazzed because we're started. Hey, can we borrow some of your characters from your story? Is it? Oh no, sorry, I can't. I already whacked that one. Try somebody else, okay? So
book number 1 in the series by C.W. Hawes actually is releasing like this week.
Oh wow!
This week, and it's the Crimson Hat Death.
Yeah, Crimson wears a red hat. Death wears a crimson hat. There it is.
Death wears a crimson hat. It's the first book in the Magnolia Bluff series. It's really going to be exciting.
Yep.
Wow! No, that sounds awesome. Russell?
I think this is great. Now that I know I have fellow DEFCON fans, I know the depth of these people, how cool they are.
Yeah.
It's like me. I don't look cool. I look like non-cool. But to know a fellow DEFCON fan. By the way, I was in a line one time when someone was wearing a DEFCON shirt, and I asked him, "You went to DEFCON?" And his girlfriend's friend started talking. Oh, he went blah, 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 blah. And I said, you're not supposed to talk about that stuff. And he looked at her and he said, he's right. You're not supposed to talk about that stuff.
We have to kill you now.
Oh my gosh.
So,
that sounds like a con I need
awesome.
to go to.
It is weird cool.
It sounds it. I've actually never heard of it. So I learned something new on every show, which I love. But Russell, while I have you unmuted, closing comments, questions, statements from you before we wrap up.
Well, I would like one more time before we finish for them to say where people can go to vote for them and what they want them to vote for, because that's pretty important.
Russell, thank you so much. We would love everyone, starting today, to visit indetail.com, which is INDTALE.com. On the top right-hand side, there is a tab for 2022 Rone Awards, and there's a category. Once you get logged in, it will allow you to vote. If you've never been to this site before, you'll have to create a free account, which is just your email address and validating it. You vote for the Enigma Threat, which will be in the suspense thriller group. And it's by Breakfield and Burkey. The Enigma Threat, Breakfield and Burkey, suspense thriller. We need the votes.
Yes, please.
I love it. Well, Breakfield and Burkey, Rox and Charles, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your Monday morning to come and talk to us and just mention about Rone Awards. I'm hopeful that other authors will realize it. Go and check out Indie Tale magazine. Go and vote for Enigma Threat and support Breakfield and Burkey. But you guys, don't forget that tonight on Through the Eyes of Authors, we are talking about email marketing, how to leverage your email marketing to benefit you, get reviews, readers, all of these things, but also leverage and build your own author community and network by networking on other email marketing newsletters, email newsletters, and doing different campaigns and stuff like that. So until next Monday, you guys, we hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their Monday and a great week, and we'll catch you all